So, as many of you know, yesterday was one of the worst days in crypto history, especially for crypto traders, with billions of dollars being wiped and liquidated from the market within just a matter of minutes. Now, going into today, though, we are actually starting to see the market, as of now, looking a little bit better. And this has caused a lot of people on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok to say, we made it, we're through it, maybe the manipulation is finally over with, we can finally start to see this market turn around. A lot of people are celebrating in some capacity, which I find very interesting. And although those people may be correct, there could be some truth to that. And maybe this is the moment where crypto really recovers and it gives us a lot of growth. That's definitely not confirmed yet. And there is still a substantial risk that the trap that started yesterday is not over with. And although I don't know this for sure, I just felt it was only right that I made sure that you stayed protected during the next couple days and maybe even the next week. Because if this trap is not over with, things could still get ugly from here. And I want to explain to you exactly why that could be the case and what you could be doing right now to prepare for it just in case it happens. So I hope you understand. I'm not telling you that crypto is about to continue to dump and that things are definitely going to get ugly. I'm just saying that there is a massive risk that that is still what is going to happen and you need to be prepared for it. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm first going to explain to you what I think happened yesterday, and it'll then make sense as to why I believe that this trap could be, continuing on over the next couple of days or maybe even the next week or so. Now, this is what I think happened yesterday. I think yesterday we saw the biggest liquidation period or the biggest manipulation period in crypto history. It was the biggest attempt at manipulation that crypto has ever seen before. And the lizard people who were behind it had two main reasons as to why they wanted to do it. Okay, there were two main focuses, two main goals as to why this happened yesterday. One, what they wanted to do was they wanted to accumulate, and my spelling here, at massive discounts. Okay, let's just abbreviate a little bit here. Okay, and the second one is they want to liquidate over leverage traders. These were their two main focuses. Okay, so the people who were behind yesterday's crash wanted to accumulate at massive discounts, and they wanted to liquidate over leverage traders. What does this mean? Well, I mean, this one's obvious, right? Crash the market, dump it as low as humanly possible, make everyone freak out, make everyone scared, make everyone start selling, flood the market with a whole bunch of supply, and then accumulate that supply at lower levels so that when the time does come that the market does run and that there is growth, we can go in and we can benefit even better. Because truth be told, it's like, why would I buy ADA, for example, at 84 cents when I could buy ADA at 29 cents? Right? And if you have the control to drop this thing down that much, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? And so because of that, they wanted to accumulate at these lower levels. So they dropped this market down as much as possible off of the news of the China tariff situation and then used it as an accumulation period, which is exactly why the market ran up as fast as it did. All of the supply that flooded the market was immediately absorbed. It was a wealth transfer from retail to institutions and lizard people, centralized exchanges, market makers, whatever. Okay, that was the first thing that happened. Okay, this I think is over. This part. What I don't think is going to happen is I don't think that ADA, for example, is just going to nuke back all the way down to 27 cents again today. I don't think that's going to happen. And I might be wrong. I didn't see this shit coming. I don't think I'm wrong. Okay, I don't see that happening. Now, the other thing that happened, though, was they wanted to liquidate over leverage traders. As you all know, I was sending out warning shots all week saying, listen, there are a lot of liquidations to the downside right now. When we went to CoinClass, dude, there were 20, $30 billion worth of liquidations that would happen if Bitcoin fell back to 107K. I said, listen, be very careful because at any given point, the market might just nuke back to the downside to liquidate all of these people to the downside. And that's exactly what happened. Those lizard people jumped in, they pushed prices down. They liquidated all of those traders to get them out of the market, to steal, obviously, their crypto from them, while also giving themselves the opportunity to accumulate at massive discounts. Now, these are the two reasons as to why what happened yesterday happened. Now, yeah, sure, I get it. China, 100% tariff, rumor, blah, blah, blah. That is just a disguise. Because truth be told, had that actually just happened and there was no manipulation, yeah, Bitcoin probably would have fell to, maybe 114K, 113K, 100%. I think that's super reasonable. Is that dropping Bitcoin to 104 grand? No way. Okay. So yeah, the dump itself was caused by the news, but the dump itself was not caused by the news, if you get what I'm saying. And this is a part of the trap. The trap is two pieces. The first part of the trap was for them to accumulate at lower levels. The second part of the trap was to liquidate as many over leveraged traders as possible. And this part of the trap, I don't think is over yet. This could very well not be over yet. Maybe that's the better way to say it. Because truth be told, I don't know what's going to happen. That was the craziest shit I've ever seen before. I didn't even know something like that was possible, truth be told, right? So this is the part of the trap that very well may not be over yet. And let me show you why. Because think about this. If we see, let's do some math. Okay. If we see something like this happen, where the market nukes, people get liquidated, and then they get a generational buying opportunity down here for ADA at, say, 27 cents, right? So they go in and they start buying ADA at 27 cents, and the market goes all the way back up. And as the market goes back up, people get confident that this was the low, the bottom is in, and crypto is going to run from here. So they start opening up leverage long trades, betting big, not learning their lessons somehow, but betting big that the market is going to go up. While at the same time, a ton of people now believe that the market's going to start going down. Well, what better opportunity, if you're a lizard person, to push the market back down a little bit, liquidate all of these people who tried to revenge trade or who tried to now go in and start betting that the market's going to go up. And as the market starts falling to the downside, that gives a lot of confidence to these people who are betting it's going to go down. So now those liquidations to the top side get really big because everyone's sure that the bear market is here. And then once all of these people to the downside are liquidated, we find some support and then we rally to the upside. That's a perfect scenario if you're a lizard person. You liquidate everyone to the downside. You buy it up at a generational buying opportunity. You bring it back down to get a little bit more at a cheaper discount. You let all these short traders get very confident that the market's going to go down. Then you let it rally. Why would you not do that? I don't know if they're going to do that. Again, I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. This is one of those rare times I genuinely have no idea what's going to happen. I've not seen something like yesterday before. But why would you not do that? I would. If I was them, I would. And that is that is, I don't want to call it fear because I'm not scared, but that is the fear that I have, is that this isn't over with. And all these people, look at this shit. Look at this dumb shit right here. $6.4 billion in more liquidations that will occur if we just go back to 104K are about to get wiped. And you see how all this is building up, 20 billion to the upside? Why not? Why not push Bitcoin's price down lower, liquidate all of these people down here, let this build to 30 billion, and then shoot prices back to the upside and let the market do it? And now, guess what? All of those bags that you bought at these lower levels, you get to make so much money. And as the market's rallying, you're liquidating all the short traders. Why would you not do that? Like, I can't wrap my mind around why someone, if they're a lizard person, why they wouldn't do that. And so my concern here is that while everyone is celebrating, saying that we're back and that this is it and that Bitcoin is, going to immediately send up, I think they're not considering that that is a possibility. And it's not 100% chance, don't get me wrong. And I hope it doesn't happen, but it is a possibility. And so if you're one of those people who's certain, like, oh, the market's, we're in, boys, we're going back, banana zone, right? Just be careful, please. Because again, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I just know it's a possibility and it makes a lot of sense. And that's all I'm trying to share with you. And I'm trying to get that point across. It's not that I think that's going to happen. I just know it's a possibility and it could happen. And I want you to be careful. So the easiest thing to do right now, in my opinion, no leverage long trades. Unless you're willing to lose all of the money. Like, I think yesterday serves as an example of that. Unless you're willing to lose everything, no leverage long trades. Just give it time. Let's get away from this moment that we're in right now, and let's just see what happens. And then if the market does start to dip, knowing that it would be in their best interest after that huge accumulation they did yesterday for it to rally, I'm buying. Like, if it starts going down like I think it could, I'm buying. I was already buying yesterday. I mean, if we go look at the Discord, look at all this buying I was doing. I was literally just buying as Bitcoin fell. All the profit that we took on October 4th, you see how I closed down, 10% of my entire Bitcoin bag right here, and right here. We were selling October 4th and October 5th. I just threw it all back in. Literally yesterday, I know, I'm not going to lie, I just threw it all back in. The lowest that I ended up buying Bitcoin at was, I think, 109K, maybe 107.9K. So I just threw it all back in. I was like, fuck it. Like, all the profit I took, I'm just going to throw it back in. And that was just from the previous days before, but you get the point, right? So if Bitcoin continues to fall, knowing that that could be the setup, I'm going in. And I guess the worst case scenario is I'm wrong, and this is just the start of the bear market, and we start to see Bitcoin breaking structure and continuing downwards. It just is what it is at that point. I don't understand why they would have created an accumulation opportunity for themselves if the bear market's about to be here and they're just going to let that happen. That does not make sense to me. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But obviously, we'll see. Maybe this was just an opportunity, an arbitrage opportunity. Maybe they wanted to buy low, sell now, let it dump. But that was a huge thing to happen, a huge accumulation opportunity for them for something like that. So I guess I may be wrong, and we could see, of course, the bear market start and structure start to break. And if I am wrong, I'll just take it on the chin. It is what it is. I took a lot of profit over the last couple months. I just don't think I am yet. Okay. So I'll keep you updated as it plays out. But please do understand that this is a risk that the market might continue to pull back down to those somewhere lower levels. And if that is the case, we could still have some losses in front of us, just not as big as yesterday's, I don't think. Okay. So I'll update you as it plays out. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.